It was at a consultation actually with the allergy specialist that we actually realised that she could die.
Karen Wood's daughter Danica was diagnosed with a severe nut allergy when she was 3 years old. Her brother Rourke was also found to be extremely allergic to any foods containing nuts.
Their mouth swells, their tongue swells, and then the airway here starts to close, and eventually they stop breathing. So it is very serious.
Living with a serious allergy means the whole family must be vigilant at all times, especially in situations where they might be given food by other people, like at friends' birthday parties.
When the cake comes out, it's such a big part. All the children gather around, everybody wants to see the cake. And that's when children with an allergy get excluded.
Finding a cake without traces of nuts is not as simple as just looking at the ingredients on the side of the box. The cake must have been made in a place where there have never been any nuts present, ever. Karen's husband Mike knows how difficult this is to guarantee.
My background is in cake making. I've run 2 very large cake manufacturers before, and one of them had marzipan cakes with almond in it, and the other one had coffee and walnut cake with walnuts in it. So I saw a gap in the market that could be filled by somebody who could guarantee their products are nut-free.
With a business startup plan in place, Mike contacted the Food Industry Centre at Cardiff Metropolitan University.
Mike contacted us to ask us what support we could give him in helping him develop products. He had a concept, but he didn't have the product range that he needed.
We needed their help in developing the cake recipes in order to supply the customers we were targeting, which were the major high street stores.
David knew this was a job for Cardiff Met's baking expert, Ray Newbury.
Ray is a perfect blend of industrial and academic expertise.
A former craft baker and now a food scientist, Ray developed the recipes for the nut-free cakes.
The actual cake base itself worked out quite nicely because the raw materials are very basic: fat, flour, sugar and eggs. It was some of the minor ingredients that posed the problem, and I guess those would be the ones that would restrict the quality or the type of product that we could actually make.
Once the recipes were developed to work in larger batches, the next stage was to source the ingredients.
Our biggest challenge was finding ingredients that could be guaranteed to be nut-free. And we very much had to go around many suppliers to prove that they could be trusted in that delivery.
A brand new facility was set up near the former mining town of Oakdale. This factory has never handled nuts or nut products.
Every single ingredient, every single piece of kit, every single person has to be nut safe in handling the products that we are manufacturing today.
But a factory is no good without customers.
We started by supplying 2 Just Love Food cakes into Sainsbury's. That was the first products that we made down here, and we've been growing.
When it comes to food products, supermarkets are incredibly demanding, and this is where science plays a big part, like texture analysis, where cakes are tested to ensure they have a shelf life of over 28 days. But the proof of the pudding, or the cake, is in the eating, and this too was subject to rigorous testing.
The sensory testing facility that we have here at the university is unique in Wales. What we have here is a more objective approach to sensory evaluation of our products, and that works as a competitive advantage for our private partner companies because they're able to do a more scientific analysis of what people actually think in terms of flavour or texture or appearance of their products.
Large companies would have the resource internally to be able to do those trial works, but as a small business you just can't afford that kind of skill on site in your team at the beginning. So using that resource that was available at the food centre was perfect for us.
The data which we were able to produce helped Mike secure the business with several major retailers. This particular case is the perfect example of way that the public sector through universities and the private sector can work together to bring that idea to the market. Over the past 4 years, we believe that we've added over £30 million worth of new sales to the food industry and created hundreds of manufacturing jobs.
We started with 11 people working here in this factory, and as of this week we've now got 47, which is fantastic.
To see these products on the shelf, prominent display, that is good. And it's nice to know that Cardiff Metropolitan University is actually supporting the food industry of Wales in a big way. And yeah, my wife's fed up with me pointing out the fact that I had something to do with that.
We think it's a nice success story then. It's not been without some challenges, but here we are 3 years after we've started, and it feels like we're starting to make some great success going forward. And without the support from the very beginning from Cardiff Met Food Centre, none of that would have been possible.